Hey Scorpio, this is Mimi with Divination by Mimi. Welcome to your March 1st through the 15th, 2017 Tarot and Oracle reading. This will be for March 1st through the 15th. Astrologically, we have a few things happening. Now, your ruling planet, Pluto, is currently in Capricorn. Well, you actually have two ruling planets. The traditional ruling planet for you is Mars. Mars is currently in Aries, but at a certain point will be moving into Taurus this month. So right now, the energy of creativity, activity, movement is really fast, potent, fiery. So creatively, you might feel really, really motivated to make changes, to make things happen. And when it moves into Taurus, which will be coming up, let's see, Mars, where are you? Mars will be moving into Taurus on the 11th of March. And that will slow it down a wee bit. It will lend the Martian energy, the fast-moving, focused, agitated, hot, fiery, sometimes violent energy to Taurus. And Taurus is ruled by Venus and is very much about things, wealth, beauty, luxuries, things like that. So they basically are about accumulating wealth, things of wealth. So your area of life, the second house where, well, not yours, but the second house for the natal chart generally, with Aries in it, in Taurus, will make you much more focused and much more actively pursuing or pursuant of things that make you wealthier, things that bring beauty, things that bring luxury into your life, value, things that bring value into your life. Okay? Also, astrologically, you are ruled by Pluto. Pluto's in Capricorn and will be for a while. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is a bit of a restrictive energy. It's Kronos, god of time, god of manifestation, kind of rules. He's kind of the hall monitor. So, if you can't do this if you don't do this. You can't do that if you don't do that. And it seems boring, but it actually teaches us to work within the three-dimensional world with the five senses. But again, you are ruled by Mars as well, which is right now in Aries, which is about fast movement, fast energy, forward focus, motivation. So that's great. Now Venus this is important for everyone actually. Venus is going to be going retrograde on Saturday the 4th of March. She will remain retrograde for approximately 6 weeks. Around April 15th, she'll go direct again. Basically, when Venus, the goddess of love, relationships, value, beauty, things like that, when she goes retrograde, it's basically taking a look to the past at how you have been in relationships in the past. So, for example, if you are carrying baggage from a relationship from, let's say, 5-10 years ago, that's affecting your life now. It's affecting how you're motivated in your life now. And this energy with Venus going retrograde is an opportunity for you to look back at how old relationships, how past relationships worked and didn't work. How is that affecting you now, right? And what of those energies can you keep and still use because it's of value? And which one of those do not serve you any longer and can you let go of? So it's a great opportunity to not dwell in the past, but analyze the past and look at, why did I behave that way? Why did I let that person treat me that way? Or gosh, I certainly was very immature in that relationship. How have I grown? How is that still motivating me now? Or my mother treated me this way or my father treated me this way. How is that affecting me now? Is it affecting me positively or negatively? Okay, so that's Venus going retrograde. It's important, so take the opportunity to, look at it and learn from it and grow from it. It will only help. And then also on the 12th, we have a full moon in Virgo. and this will be called a storm moon. And the full moon here will allow you to feel energies of Virgo, analysis, um, discerning, discriminating thinking, rationalizing. And when I say discriminating, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it as in really don't look at everything as, oh, it's all cool. Say, well, you know what? That may be all cool for everyone, but this serves me and this doesn't. Okay. So as you're using the Venus retrograde energy, discerning, about the baggage you're bringing forward into current relationships, have a look, in a Virgoan way. Well, you know what? I didn't like the way that felt when I allowed that happen in this relationship, when I allowed that person to treat me that way. That didn't work for me. I'm going to let that go and move on. And that's what I mean by that discerning. I'll use the word discerning because discriminating sounds so bad. Discerning decision making. Responsible, focused decision making. Not critical. That's another aspect of Virgo. You don't want to go get too critical, which would lead you dwelling back here too long. Use the positive, the higher octave energies of Virgo to analyze, discern and analyze how did that serve me? How did that help me in my soul's evolution? Should I let go of that or should I keep that? Okay? And let's see, lastly, the only other thing that's going to affect relationships, this will be current relationships as you're going through this bit of analysis that you're doing, is that Jupiter is in Libra, which is a sign of relationships and fairness. So Jupiter being an expansive planet brings a very expansive, anything's possible energy, okay? It also creates a direct opposition, an aspect with Uranus, which is currently in Mars, which is a very unpredictable, and with it being in, not Mars, excuse me, with it being in Aries, it's a very fast moving, unpredictable energy. So you might see some unpredictable changes moving at a very fast pace as it happens with your relationships, loved ones, friends. You might find suddenly that you have the question pop to you, or you pop the question, or you might break up. But it's all fine. It all is working out in the bigger scheme of things, in the bigger picture. So just ride these energies, let them do what they need to do because they're always working on our betterment. Just sort of relax into it. Okay, but don't relax into it too much as you're sort of analyzing past relationships, because this is very important for your growth and for the current relationships you're in now. Okay, so you can see how it all is very much synchronized. All right, so let's get into tarot. Sorry, I think yours is going to be long because I'm just chatty. I'm going to be using the Thoth Tarot. Okay, and I'm going to be doing a 3-card pull. This will be based upon the supernal triangle of the Tree of Life. So, for example, if this is the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, this would be Keter, Chokmah, and Binah. If this is the Kemetic Tree of Life, this would be Amun-Ra or Amin, Oser or Osiris. It would also be, that would be the superconscious, the top, or what would be Keter in Kabbalistic Tree of Life. It would go to Tahuti, which is, we know as Thoth, and then that would be the conscious mind, and then the subconscious mind would be the feminine energy of Sekert, which would be Binah in the Kabbalistic Tree of Life. So for us, what we're looking at is the superconscious, the conscious, and the subconscious mind. All right. Then I've got cartouche cards for clarification. And I've also got 2 types of runes if we need clarification as well. So I'm just going to do a quick shuffle here. Oops. All right. What does Scorpio mean? Whoa. Superconscious has already spoken. Okay. Conscious and subconscious. Well, you've got reverse cards, as you can see. So let's see what superconscious is talking about. So you got the 7 of Swords in reverse. okay? And the superconscious. Seven of Swords upright is futility. It's thinking and fighting and energy placed where it shouldn't be. It's a futile effort. Spirit is urging you or reminding you that it's time to let go of certain things that you're focusing on. Perhaps you're focusing in the past upon relationships that didn't work out, or career moves or goals or creative endeavors that didn't work out. And Spirit is urging you to not focus there any longer. It's not serving you in the least. Because your conscious mind, and this is actually on your mind, is I think you might be feeling a little bit down. You received the world, which is the completion of the fool's journey, where the fool, but you got it in reverse, which you're not. In other words, when it's a completion, it's also the beginning of a new stage, right? But you got it in reverse. You're feeling as though you can't move on from something, and that definitely feels related to this message here from Spirit. Saying, until you stop focusing, until you stop exerting thought and effort toward whatever this is that's making you feel this way, you will continue to not, I mean, you'll be stuck, you'll be stagnant, you will not move on to the next evolution, because you're on the precipice of a great change. You're on the precipice of evolving to a higher version of yourself. But this old habit of thinking, this old energy that you're placing on something, whether it's the past, whether it's a way that you think, it could be an ethos that you're carrying. I mean, you might be living and thinking in a way, right, in a philosophy that is not conducive to your growth. It's keeping you stuck. You may be living with some old ideas, some ideas that don't serve you anymore. Because it's swords, I would tend to think that that's the case. And it's going to continue to keep you stuck until you are willing to look at other options. So don't kill the messenger here. Don't be mad at the messenger. But basically, your thinking has been stagnant. You're thinking about relationships a certain way. You're thinking about people or life in a certain way. And whether it's right or whether it's wrong really doesn't matter, because when you just look at the proof in the pudding type of thing, the ultimate result of this thinking, of this philosophy, of this way that you're conducting life or thinking about life, philosophy, I'm thinking it's philosophy, is keeping you stagnant and stuck. You have a restrictive idea about how things are supposed to be, and and then this is a general reading. This may not resonate with everyone, but there's a very strong pull here to this concept of philosophy, that this philosophy does not serve you or the collective at all. And if you want to not worry about the collective and only worry about how it's affecting you, it's keeping you stuck. You can stay stuck if you choose, but subconsciously, you received the Nine of Wands in reverse. Nine of Wands is strength in its upright position. In its reverse position, it's getting ready to let go just before the end, because subconsciously I think subconsciously you're afraid to move on. You're afraid to let go of this. Spirit is urging you that this is not working. This philosophy that you're living by, this way that you're conducting your life, or whether you're conducting your life like this or not, this pattern in your head is definitely not serving you. It's keeping you stuck, and you're afraid to move beyond it. I don't know why you're afraid. Are you because in the upright position, you see, it's strength. That's the sun. The sun is illumination. The sun is knowledge. But you seem to be afraid to know. Again, this is not for everybody, but this, again, don't shoot the messenger. This is just messages coming through. You're afraid to look at other perspectives. You're afraid to learn that you might have maybe been wrong. Or maybe you're afraid of the unknown, that you know on a subconscious level that you're stuck. I mean, you know consciously that you're stuck. You're not happy. Nothing's moving forward for you. Subconsciously, you know that you're afraid. So maybe this retrograde in Venus is going to help you find out why you're afraid. Was it something in your upbringing that's making you live by this philosophy or think in this way? Something in your upbringing that's doing that. All right, let's get some clarification. I'm going to use the cartouche. This is where. This is based on Egyptian mythology. Well, Kemetic, the modern Egypt, but the ancient worlds of Kem and Kush, Northern Africa. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. This is going on. I'll try to be a little more succinct here toward the end, but Spirit had a message. I don't know if it's for everybody or for anybody, but it feels like something because it's very strong. And you're feeling it too. You're afraid of it. Whoever you are that this is connecting with. Maybe it's all. I don't know. Can I get some clarification, please? Actually, on all of them. I want to make sure I'm getting this right because it's very strong. What's with the futility in reverse? What are you trying to say? Is this something to do with the way that I think about myself, about others, Scorpio? How does this, what does that mean? You have, okay, so you received Hathor in reverse. You have a view of family. You have a view of merit. Hathor is the goddess that you see quite often associated with cows, hearth and home, in Kemetic ethos and myth. Okay, in reverse, there is a complete disconnect to, or a complete misunderstanding of what hearth and home means. And this is telling me that as there's something, again, I think this Venus retrograde is really going to serve you, Scorpio, because there's something in your past that has formed your ideology of, and it's looking like it's focusing toward family and home, that there was some kind of subverted or not perverted, I don't want to use that word, some sort of message that you were given either in childhood or in later formative years. You learned something, and it's definitely not serving your evolution or the collective evolution, and I believe it has something to do with family, what family means. I think this is clear. You feel stuck. You're not able to move on. I'm not going to get clarification, but I am going to get clarification on this in the subconscious about this. What I feel is your fear to face whatever this is. A real fear. Because with strength in the upright, I mean, that's illumination, and in the reverse, you don't want to look at something. Maybe it's an abuse that happened to you when you were young. Something in the family. Maybe it's an ideology that was forced on you when you were young, and you have a fear of looking at other ideologies. I'm not sure. Oh, wow. So you got Lotus, which is about seeking divinity. It's about going within. It's about tranquility and peace. This is the lotus blossom. Number 16, which equals 7. 7 is a very magical number, and 7 is about going in, going within. So this isn't about getting other people's opinions now. This is where the bravery needs to come in. You need to really be brave. Go within. If that means prayer, if that means meditation, I'm not sure, but go within to find out why. Why are you thinking this way? Why was this inverted? Why do you have, there's some way of thinking that really feels like upbringing to me, and you're afraid to look at this. Maybe you were brought up extremely strict something, strict Orthodox something, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, you know, if it seems like it's a fear that you have about something you learned when you were young, about family, about what it means, about what mother possibly means. And this is calling you subconsciously to whatever you're afraid of looking at. Go within. This is the only card in your entire spread that's come up upright. I really apologize. You're just going along. And this is very clear to me now. So if this doesn't resonate with everybody, I apologize, but this was a definite message for someone. If you are afraid to go within, which I think that you are, and this is the only card that has come up in the upright position, which is all 100% about going within, divining within, looking and trusting your own judgment. I can't say that enough. And again, I really think this retrograde with Venus is going to help. Whatever you need to look at from your past here, whatever this relationship is, Venus going retrograde is focusing your attention. Here's the good thing. All of these energies are peaceful energies. So don't be afraid to look back. Number one, it can't hurt you. It's the past. Number two, the energies that are occurring are peaceful energies, tranquil, peaceful energies. So all you really need to do is just go with the flow. Keep your eyes open. The universe, the stars, are moving in the direction that you need to get unstuck and to move on, right? So despite this fear that you have on a subconscious level, don't fear it, because it's going to be easy peasy. 1, 2, 3, easy. Venus is going retrograde at a perfect time for you to look at this. Perfect timing. You can't clarify it more. It's perfect timing for you to look at this. And something's kind of telling me it has something to do with a philosophy that you were brought up with. A philosophy or an example that you were brought up with, and it has to do with family or your place in the family. Particularly mother figure. That's what I get with Hathor. Okay, so I hope that this helped. Again, this was a general reading. I seriously doubt it fits everybody, but I know it fits somebody. That message is way too strong. Because it is a general reading, it's not necessarily specific to you. So if you would like a more specific reading, please email me at mimimemes@hotmail.com. That email address is in the description box below this video. Again, apologies, this has been so chatty, but there was a lot to say, I think. And if you have questions also, please leave those questions or messages, or tell me to fuck off, I don't know, in the comments down below the video. I'd be love to have interaction, maybe not the fuck off, but I would love to have interaction on this if it fit you. Okay, thank you very much for your time. If you did hang with me this long, yours is the longest, I'm so sorry. Take care, and I will see you on the full moon, and then I will see you mid-March for more messages. Take care.